So, ionic compounds. Composed of positive and negative ions so that the total is 0. Remember, all compounds are electrically neutral, so we got to get to 0 somehow. So here we have sodium and chlorine. Sodium's in that first column, and so we give it 1 electron there on the outside. We really don't care about all the rest of them. It's only that one. So you wrote valence electrons on the little chart the other day. Sodium's in the first column, 1 electron. How many does chlorine have? Look it up, look it up. Pause if you need to. Hopefully many of you are ready to go with 7. 7 valence electrons. So how this is going to work? Sodium wants to lose 1 to look like neon, and chlorine wants to gain 1 to look like argon. So we'll just have the sodium move it over. And now I have a positive sodium ion and a negative chloride ion, because chlorine gained that negative electron. Plus 1 and minus 1, that's 0. We're done. Life is good. That's 1 of each. And the formula's up there at the top, NaCl. Another example. Calcium and fluoride. What column is calcium in? Pause if you need to look it up. Hopefully you put in column 2 with 2 valence electrons. There they are. The fluorine over there on the halogens has 7. So we can do just like we did before. We're going to move 1 calcium over. And that finishes fluorine for us, but we have a problem. What's our problem? Our problem is we need calcium to get rid of both. So let's put another fluorine, move that one over there. What's that going to look like? Well, calcium lost 2 electrons, so calcium has 2 plus charge. And we have 2 fluorines with a 1 minus charge. Add them up. -1, 2 plus, 1 minus, adds up to 0. We'll look up at the formula. We have Ca and then F and 2. Okay, so what we know is that we are ready to balance that. It's got nice number of charges. They're all accounted for. No missing electrons. And so that's a happy compound. Okay. Naming ionic compounds is going to be easy. We're going to name that cation, and the metal cations keep their names. So the first word is the name of the metal. The second word, we're going to end in IDE. So now I want you to look over at your periodic table and repeat them after me. Okay, so there they are. Pause it if you need to. Stop down and write them down, because you do need to know how to spell them. The words for ion from nitrogen is nitride, from oxygen, oxide, from fluorine, fluoride, from phosphorus, phosphide, from sulfur, sulfide. The ion from chlorine is chloride. The ion from selenium is selenide. From bromine is bromide, and from iodine is iodide. Right, hit pause and then start again when you're ready. Okay, so some examples. We've looked at this one. The metal is sodium. The non-metal is chlorine, but we're going to change it to chloride. Right, and we've looked at this one. The metal is calcium. The non-metal is fluorine. We change it to fluoride. Notice we don't have anything in there to count for that little 2. Just the name of the element ending in IDE. Okay, so how do you do this without going through the whole dot thing? Well, there are some rules that'll help you get through that. So rules for writing formulas for ionic compounds. You might want to write these down. If we go too fast, you know you can always pause at any time. First, you're going to write the ions, including their charge. That's very important. If the ion charges match, then you write only the symbols. You don't write the charges or any subscripts, just the symbols. If the ion charges don't match, then you're going to do the crisscross rule. So, rule 2. If the ion charges match, write only the symbols. Calcium oxide. Right? So, rule 1 is symbol and charge. Calcium is an alkali earth element, 2 plus. Oxygen is 2 minus. You put them together because they match. You add them together, you get to 0, and you get calcium oxide, CaO. For rule 3, if they don't match, let's look at this example, aluminum oxide. So Al is 3 plus. O is 2 minus. They don't match, and so you got to crisscross. You're going to put this one right here and move it over there. You're going to put this one right here and move it over there. And it looks like this. Right? Crisscross. Right? And you can check. We have 2 aluminums at 3 plus 3 oxygen at 2 minus. That's 6 plus, 6 minus. You get 0. We're good to go. Okay, so it's your turn. And I would like you to write down the name and formula for compounds that's made out of lithium and chlorine and bromine and calcium. Right, so pause it here and actually do this. And so now you're back, so you must have the answers. Oh, so here are the answers. Did you get them right, or did I trick you? Did you put the calcium in front of the bromine? It needs to be calcium bromide, metal first and then the non-metal. So make sure you understand that. And then if you do, then you can work on the top part of the ionic nomenclature practice worksheet. Just do the little block I have down here. And then you'll come back and check your answers in a minute. Make sure you get this done. Okay, so you're back, and here are the answers. Be sure to come to class with questions if you have them, and we'll see you at school.